Hey everyone, I am just trying to get Instagram is having an issue going live, so bear with me here. Apparently it doesn't want to go live. So I'm going to try this again. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Hi, welcome. I'm just trying to get my Instagram to actually go live right now. So bear with me 2 seconds here. I don't know why it is not doing it. There we go. Okay. Rising vibes. Good day. Good day. And remember on YouTube, I don't know that you're here unless you sign into chat and say hello. So I know there are a few people on, but I don't know who they are, except for Rising Vibes. I see you. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to folks over on Instagram. Carter Mosier Group, good to see you. Thank you for joining. So today we had the full moon in Libra. We still are in full moon energy. So technically the full moon was exact at 11:48 a.m. Pacific. I think I have that time right. Stacy Liz, hello. So, but we're still in the full moon energy until Libra moves out, until the moon moves out of Libra. So, and that will happen probably midnight, maybe around 11 something p.m. Monday for Pacific, and then 1-ish a.m. for East Coast, and then you would adjust for your time zone from there. So we still have time to keep working with the full moon energy in Libra. Hola, Cecilia. Okay, so what I did today was the reading's going to be a little bit different in that I am still going to pull cards for general messages, but they're going to address full moon in Libra questions or concepts. So Libra is about our relationships, right? But it's about balance also. So this, and it has to do with where the sun is in Aries and Venus and Chiron. And so there's an opportunity for real deep healing, of really taking some things out and looking at them and taking the power away from the things that we keep pushing down. So, you know, when we, like all of that old stuff, the stuff that we've been living with and that shapes a lot of our relationships, it shapes our behaviors, our attitudes to our relationships, most of that comes from some really old stuff. And we keep pushing that in, but then we let that rule the show, right? So during this full moon, if we can, what does the moon do? The moon lights everything up. It just is this incredible light. And so if we can use that energy of the moon to see the things that we've been putting down and tucking away and very unconsciously letting that rule our life, right? Or rule our choices or certainly influence them. If we can bring that into that full moon, we take that power away because we don't even realize the power it has because we have it so pushed down in the unconscious, right? So we're going to bring that up and take a look at it, and then we can say, oh, you know what? It's not as scary as I thought it was. It's not as bad as I thought it was. And we let it go. And it's done, right? So that's really what we want to try to do, is really try to see that stuff for what it actually is and not the story we have built around it. Okay. Mary Jo, good to have you. So Kathy, I see you joining over here too. Great to have you. So this is what I want to do. I've got 3 questions. I'm going to use this deck called Self-Care. And I don't usually use this for group readings, but I thought it would be good for these 3 questions. So rising vibes, I see you're making moon water tonight, right on, and doing shadow work. So that was something I was going to write a little bit about in the April edition of Drops of Goodness. So if you're not subscribed to my newsletter, think about subscribing. But I was going to write a little bit about what I don't really want to go into it here, except to say we do all this work to move forward. You know, we take the classes, we read the books, we do this, which is good. But are we looking at the other stuff? So we can have all this side of things, but if we're not looking at this side, this will never do us any real good. Do you see? Anyhow, so rising vibes, that's looking at your comment about shadow work. Okay, so let's come back to Sunday Synergy. So here are the 3 questions I wrote down. After these questions, then of course, I will pull cards if any of you have a question or you have a request. On Instagram, I noticed someone had put in a request to go live. Oftentimes people do that by accident. But after I do the general reading, if anyone does want to ask a question live, you can do that or you can text it in. So I'll just ask you to hold your questions and requests until after the general reading, just so I don't miss it in the scroll. So rather than doing cards for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I've got 3 questions here written down. And the first one is, what energy can support me as I forgive myself and others? So you may be saying to yourself, I don't have to forgive anybody. I don't even need to forgive myself, right? Good for you if you're that far along. Hold space for the rest of us, if you would, please. But many of us have that old stuff, again, the stuff that's really pushed down, that we really haven't fully worked through. And if we can take it up to that full moon light, we can release ourselves from the attachment that it has to us. So this card here is, what energy can support me as I forgive myself and others? So let's get a card for that. Get a card for forgiving self and others. Okay. The second question, how can I create space for more harmony and balance in my relationships? So Libra is the scales. It's really about balance, right? So think about when the scale's out of balance, what do you need? Do you need more of this or do you need less of that? Right? We want harmony and balance. So it takes work. Sometimes we are out of kilter. This is life, right? So what can we do to keep getting those scales back in balance? And in my relationships, because Libra is about relationships. Now, the sun, oh, Deborah, hello. Thank you for that. Yeah, let's see what cards come out for these. So the sun is in Aries, and Aries is about self. So can we find the balance between honoring self and expressing self and self within relationships? Okay, that's what we're looking for here. So this question of how can I create space for more harmony and balance in my relationships includes relationship with self. So let's get a card for harmony and balance in my relationships. Okay, and then the third question, what source of beauty can I embrace for my joy? So Libra is ruled by Venus. Venus is beauty. Venus is many things, but it's value and beauty. So all around us we have beauty, right? We know that. We see it every day. But what is it that I can really embrace that will just feed my joy? So what source of beauty can I embrace? Okay. All right, so here we go. I've seen a lot of people join, so thank you everyone for being here. Carter Mosier Group says this is really resonating with us. Great. Let's see what happens here when we flip the cards over. Rising Vibes, Scorpio Sun, and Rising. Ooh, shadow work. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, ooh. Okay, so let's come back to the cards. What energy can support me as I forgive myself and others? That card is listening. This is a two-sided card. Listen to your wise self. Let your inner compass direct the course of your life. So here you go, Instagram. Instagram, you know you see things backwards. YouTube, listening. So talking about what energy can support me as I forgive myself and others, inner compass directing your life. So in that forgiveness practice, listen to really your heart. Listen to your inner compass versus the mind that has created a bigger story about this event that has then put that event way down deep inside, all nicely packaged and wrapped in the anger, in the disappointment, in the hurt that you needed at the time of the event to protect yourself. Well, you've been carrying all of that. And that's what's keeping it stuffed down. So if we can listen to our inner compass, listen to where you are today, listen to what is important to you today in relation to yourself and others, not when it happened. And where are you? What work have you done? Where are you heading? And then you can pull that out, as we talked about, bringing that up into the light of the moon and release that, because you're actually listening here. You're listening right here, right now, and not on old stuff. Okay? Hey, Jet Set Fork. Okay. Next question. How can I create space for more harmony and balance in my relationships? Help. Ask for help. Interesting. This was Stacy's card last Sunday. Receiving is an act of generosity. So how can I create space for more harmony and balance in my relationships? Here you go, Instagram. What is one of the easiest ways for all of us to get out of balance? It's that we either give, and we're not balancing that with receiving and asking for help, right? Or for some, probably not most of us, but for some, we take, and we don't offer enough in reverse, right? In response to balance that. So how can I create space for more harmony and balance in my relationships? Help. So allow someone to help you. Allow yourself to ask for help. It says it's receiving is an act of generosity, right? Because think about it for yourself. If you see someone who is struggling, right? And you show up for them and you say, let me do that for you so you don't have to worry about that. And you really want to help them. And they say to you, no, don't worry about it. I'm fine. It shuts off that exchange, right? And we're talking about harmony and balance. Well, that shuts off the exchange. So ask for help and give help, right? Asking for help is not a sign of weakness. I know you all probably know this, but I'm going to say it. It's not a sign of weakness. In fact, it's a tremendous strength if you can stop and say, hey, I need help, right? Okay, last question. What source of beauty can I embrace to spark that joy? And it is tenderness. Speak gently to yourself. Cherish the child within. Here you go, Instagram, tenderness. YouTube. So what source of beauty? So cherish the child within. So think about yourself as a child. Think about that inner child, right? The part of us that chases butterflies, that stops, although I still do this, but stops and smells the roses, literally, right? Or that runs and blows bubbles or kicks in a puddle, right? I mean, think of yourself in that place and how light that was and how fun that was and how freeing that was, and the joy that you experienced in that moment, right? Think about that, those things that you just did and you didn't care and everything was new and you just wanted to go out and do it and giggle and laugh and fall over in the grass and tumble. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. It's also very much, if you think about it as a child, for most of us, and I am speaking generally, for most of us, we were more connected to nature as children than we are or were as adults, right? Most of us as children, our connection to nature was there was just no question. We were just a kid running around. We didn't see ourselves any different than a blade of grass, right? Think about that. It's only as we become older that all of those thoughts change and then we disconnect from nature. Yet where's the place that we always want to go when we feel stressed out, when we feel like we need a vacation? Where do we choose to go? Back to nature. So source of beauty, speak gently to yourself, cherish the child within, look at yourself in the mirror and encourage yourself, congratulate yourself, love yourself, do that. And that can really fire up that joy. Okay, so those are the cards for full moon reading for this week. And I have to say, I really loved those cards. So Laurie, I see you've joined. Boo and Buster too. Hello, hello. We've had some more people join. So when the weather warms up, it's joyful to lay down in the grass and look up at the sky. Isn't it? Isn't it? It's really wonderful. Okay. So we are at the part of the reading where I will pull cards if anyone has a question or a request. Remember, you don't have to have a specific question. You can just ask for a card for guidance. If you do have a specific question, put it in the chat. The chats are not private, so, but that's okay. This is a solid tribe here, so put your stuff out there comfortably, wherever you're comfortable. I have to say today, this morning, I just had a phenomenal full moon ritual. I was outside for a good part of the morning and then I watched the clock and I came in and oh my gosh, I just couldn't stop. It was like, okay, I'll just do this. And then I'm like, oh no, then I'll do this. And then I'll do this. It was wonderful. So if you do have full moon rituals, I'd love to hear about them, what you've done. Okay, did anyone have WXLKDWN joined? Hello. I never know how to say people's names on Instagram. Walks like down. Walks. Okay. All right. Back to cards. Did anyone have a request or a question? So I've got card decks on the table. I do want to say thank you everyone for being here, of course. Thank you for showing up, coming in, bringing your energy, holding space for all of us here. We're all journeying on our own together, right? We need each other. Okay, rising vibes. We have Is continuing to attempt to build my channel going to help reach my dream? Okay, so I've got Rising Vibes, Jet Set Fork, Laurie, Carter Mosier Group. You're welcome, thank you. Okay, so Rising Vibes, is continuing to attempt to build my channel going to help reach my dream? I'm going with Rising Vibes. I'm going with Sacred Traveler here. You talk about building and reaching, you know, which to me is going, is moving, is going forward, right? So let's get a card out of Sacred Traveler. Where are we going? Boo and Buster, I see your request here. So let's get a card here for Rising Vibes. Is continuing to attempt to build her channel going to help reach her dream? Guidance can she have? So as most of you know, I don't usually do yes, no questions, but look for more guidance to address a question. And the card here is Rejuvenating Rain. Clear the past, heal the present. Which is a lot about what we just talked about for this full moon. So in terms of continuing to attempt to build your channel, going to help reach your dream, I'm going to say, in terms of the word rejuvenating, you know, maybe taking a look and going back to this listening card, listening to the inner compass, and that the channel and your dream, checking in to make sure that it is truly in alignment with you and what you want now. Maybe not when you started your channel. So maybe the channel needs a little bit of a redirect. Maybe the channel needs a rejuvenating rain cleanse. Maybe the channel needs to, when it says clear the past, heal the present, maybe move some things that aren't quite aligning with you on your channel, maybe change things up a little bit. Yeah. And if you feel like the reason you're asking attempt to build your channel, you know, words matter to me. So if you're feeling like it's not quite working for you, also take a look in terms of healing the past. Take a look at, you know, what are your fears about things working out for you? And just make sure, check in on those. Okay. All right, then I had a general question for Jet Set Fork, and then we'll come over here to Laurie and Boo and Buster. Hello, everyone who's joining. Hello, Carolyn. Okay, so a general reading for Jet Set Fork. I'm going to Moonology. So a general card for Jet Set Fork. General card for Jet Set Fork. Okay, general card for Jet Set Fork. You're welcome, Rising Vibes. Okay, Jet Set Fork. Step out of your comfort zone. North Node. Okay, Instagram, this is the card for Jet Set Fork. And again, remember, even though I'm pulling cards for particular questions that people have or general guidance, remember that, you know, we're all here at the same time, and that is synchronicity. And so the cards that I'm pulling for one person, we put all this together and we very much have a collective message. So step out of your comfort zone. So the North Node, there's the North Node and the South Node of the moon. The South Node is what we came into this lifetime already knowing, sort of what came from past lives. The things that tend to come easiest for us are because of the South Node. The North Node is the future. The North Node is where are you going? And the North Node is what are you going to learn what's the word I want to use? Master, I suppose, in this lifetime. And the only way we can get there is by stepping out of our comfort zone, because the comfort zone is coming from the past. So coming out of that comfort zone. All right. Laurie had a question here for a card for wrapping up the week. And then Boo and Buster, I see your question. Deborah, I see your question. I might need to scroll back. Okay, you're welcome. Okay, let's get a card for Laurie for wrapping up the weekend. And I think for Laurie, for wrapping up the weekend, I think I'm going to my Rider-Waite Tarot, you know, which is interesting. I don't usually use this deck in general readings either. This is very much what I use for readings with clients, right? But when I was putting card decks out, this one wanted to be here. Who am I to argue with that? So let's get a card for Laurie for wrapping up the weekend. Ooh, we got a duo. We have the Strength card and the Page of Wands. If I am remembering correctly, and I'm pretty sure I am, your Life card is the Strength card. Pretty sure that's right. And the Page of Wands. So you all are like, why are you smiling? Because I know a little bit of the backstory. So the Strength card is showing up here, and I'm quite certain this is your Life card. But this is where you are balancing. Can you see that, YouTube? There you go. You know, this is where you're balancing that inner compass, that inner voice, who we are in a soul level with the external ego, and finding that balance between the two. You see that the maiden, she is calming the lion. The lion represents the ego. And she is so gently, I mean, we talked about tenderness here. We talked about listening, inner compass. And she is calming that ego. We need the ego to get by every day, right? That's what gets us down the street, onto the bus, whatever we do, right? But not drive our life. She's working on balancing that. And we are in the Libra full moon, which is about balance and harmony. We talked about that. And then the Page of Wands, the page is the student. Wands is fire. We're in Aries, fire sign. And the page is the student. The page is where we go to learn things. But this, and again, knowing a little bit about what I know, this is coming with that curiosity. The wands are our personal power. It's our spiritual realm. It's our passion. It's what drives us. And this page is looking at that wand with such curiosity and wanting to know everything about it, and open and ready, being the student and saying, bring me that information, coupled with the Strength card. It's really nice. Really nice. Okay. Come back here to Deborah. Deborah's question. I need to ask you about an investment. I had a breakup that is stressing me. This investment may affect my future. Reaching forward with that question for the future. I'm going to try to put those three together that I fully understand the question. Yeah, those cards were great, Laurie. Really great. So, Deborah, reaching forward for the future, investment, breakup. I'm going with Whispers of Lord Ganesha. Let's talk about, Lord Ganesha is where we go for new beginnings, and it's where we go to remove obstacles. So let's see for Deborah, about this investment and breakup. Okay, couple of things going on here. Childlike expression. So we saw that a little bit in the Tenderness card. Childlike expression, Instagram. This is a gorgeous deck, by the way. But also the number on this card is 12. So a couple of things. In tarot, 12 is the Hanged Man. And that is a card of pause. It's a card of suspension where we take time out and not a whole lot happens. Sometimes in that energy of the Hanged Man, we can get very frustrated with that. We can feel unsatisfied because things aren't moving. But the message of the Hanged Man is be still with what is and observe and get the new perspective you need so that you then can move ahead. So in terms of reaching forward, childlike expression, I would go back to putting yourself in that, use the hangman imagery. The hangman, by the way, puts himself in that position. Go back to that place of pause, of waiting, and see what really is, but look at things with open eyes and new eyes. Oh, look at things not through sort of, I got to do this, and then this, and this, right? Step back and see if you can gain a new perspective, that childlike expression, which means to say that as a child, we don't have a whole lot of opinions, right? We only get those opinions from years of conditioning and schooling and people telling us. So going back to that space, Deborah, and see where that takes you. Okay. I have Boo and Buster. Bye, Stacy. Thanks for joining. Boo and Buster asked for a card for the week, and then we'll come back here to Kathy. Okay. It is a crossroad. Yeah, I think it is a crossroad. Yeah, I'd go back to inner compass, asking for the help you need, being gentle with yourself and others, and taking your time. Maybe not if you don't have to make a decision immediately, give yourself the time you need to really observe and process. I think sometimes when we break up or we end a relationship or something like that, we're like, boom, 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 just want to move on to the next thing. I hear you, I'm a Sagittarius, but maybe taking some time in a pause. Okay, Boo and Buster, card for the week. I am going to Oracle of the Fairies for you. We have a card for Boo and Buster, Oracle of the Fairies. And then we'll come over here to Kathy. Oracle of the Fairies. Can we have a general guidance card for Boo and Buster? Boo and Buster, general guidance card. General guidance card. Boo and Buster. You saw it. Okay, the card is Tree Wisdom. This tree dryad will help you navigate through your current situation. Her flute can reveal insights and answers through the sounds it makes. Try to say tree dryad 3 times fast. So your message for the week, Boo and Buster, let's just show this to you for Instagram. This is Oracle of the Fairies card, YouTube. Her flute can reveal insights and answers through the sounds it makes. It goes back to all of these messages about inner voice, about listening within. The flute, you know, listening for the message that comes to you sort of outside of everything else. That is to say, not going down, and this goes along with everything else we've been talking about, not going down the usual path when it comes to this particular situation, whatever that might be that comes up for you. Not going through the usual response, but listening for that music, that gentle sound of the flute, that with that is going to bring you some other information and is going to give you some insights beyond the usual day-to-day. Okay, Kathy. Yeah, I like the tree wisdom card. She's very pretty too. Tree dryad. Okay, Kathy, may I have a card for my daughter, Mia, and her husband, Nick, as they are working together to repair a couple of rocky years in their 13-year marriage? Yes, is it Mia or Maya? Okay. All right, let's get a card here for Kathy. I'm going to use romance angels. And when we think about romance, yes, it can sort of be the, you know, Mia. Okay. It can sort of be like the, you know, romance, kind of giddy romance, right? But it's also very much love and how we can find romance in our life, right? With our life. Yeah, so Carter Mosher said something about tree dryad, tree wisdom resonates with us. So much noise out there. Exactly. That's a really great way to put it. You know, there's so much that comes in, right? And we're so accustomed to processing that and deal like what else is being tossed at us, right? And this is right, saying cut through the noise with that gentle sound of the flute and listen for that. So yeah. Okay, let's get a card. And tree, I mean, it's going back to nature. We're talking about being in nature. We're talking about rolling and lying on the grass and looking up, rejuvenating rain, nature. Okay, Kathy, a card for Mia and Nick. We have a card for Mia and Nick. Okay. Well, this is the full moon in Libra, folks. Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experienced more love. You experience more love in your present moments. I mean, you know, if it weren't so perfectly in line with everything we were talking about, but it is. So in terms of a 13-year marriage and rocky years, I mean, you know, I don't know what to say about that. In the sense that, you know, relationships come and go in our lives for various reasons, right? Some are meant to stay and some are meant to bring us to the next level in our journey. You know, the North Node, our comfort zone. Some are meant to move us out of our comfort zone. But sometimes when we are in relationships, particularly long-term relationships, we get very comfortable and we are very locked down on what we need from, you know, what the other one did. And the beginning of this reading was about forgiving, and it was about the damage, the harm, the hurt that happened got so wrapped up in the experience at that time. But that's what we keep holding on to, and that's what we keep punishing ourselves and punishing others with, is that old stuff, and not where we are after 13 years. And can we visit that and heal that? You know, Rising Vibes card, clear the past, heal the present. It's like, can you look at the past and heal it, forgive it? Doesn't mean it was right. We know that. It doesn't mean we're saying, oh yeah, go out and do that again, whatever it was, you know. That's not what we're saying. But what we're saying is that hurt that we hold on to, the only person it really does mess up is ourselves. We might think that we're punishing somebody else or that we're teaching someone else a lesson. They don't know, they don't care. It's us. So if we can let go of that, release and heal the past, we can live in the present moment. And in the present moment, what is there? There's only love in the present moment. That's what's there, right? It's only in the past that we have those hurts and we have those things of not being forgiven. So heal it. And this full moon, because of where the sun is with Venus and Chiron, Chiron is the wounded healer. Chiron wants us to take those things out and heal that stuff. Venus is love, right? So, and Libra is balance. I mean, it's all about bringing that stuff up to that full moon light and looking at it and getting our scales back in order. So in terms of the 13-year rocky years, yeah, the scales have probably been doing this, right? Long answer on that card. Okay, coming back here, Rising Vibes. I tried to donate again, but couldn't find a link. Okay, so for anyone who does care to donate, I do have a link. In YouTube, there is a link in the description below this video. So you can click there, and when you click that link, it'll go to my link tree, and then there's a little link there that you can click and donate. So if you do care to donate, make an energetic exchange, I appreciate it and value that very much. So, and the same with Instagram, you can find it in my bio there too. Okay, so coming back here to Instagram, sometimes one person changes the rules of the game and forgets to tell their partner. Yes. Coming back to what Kathy's saying, you know, yes, but, you know, is it changing the rules? I don't know. I don't know what you call that stuff, but it certainly is about evolving. It's certainly about moving in another direction, right? And yes, but and I think our biggest obstacle to harmony and balance in relationships is we don't talk to the other person. We just expect them to know. We expect them to know that the rules have changed. We expect them to know that we really did want syrup on our French toast this morning. How do you not know that by now? Well, I don't know. They're a human being and they have something else going on and they forgot the syrup. How about just asking for some syrup? Okay. All right. Anyone else have a question or would like a card? So we have great cards on the table for this week. Full moon. Yeah, get out there. Get under the full moon, get under the light, you know. Alexis, is there any free readings? Alexis, I am pulling cards for about 2 more minutes. So if you had a question, you can put it in there and I will pull a card for you. Lauren, can I have one, please? Yes. Did you just want a gentle a gentle. Well, that's interesting. Did you just want a general card, Lauren, or did you have a specific question? Alexis, could I have a general reading, please? Yes. So I will pull a card for Lauren, and I will pull a card for Alexis. And Lauren, I think I am going for you. I think I'm going to self-care, which is general. Okay, which is actually the deck we used for the general reading, but I'm going to pull a card for you here for Lauren, for a general card for Lauren. We have a general message for Lauren. A general card for Lauren. Okay, Lauren, focus your energy. Intent is the card. Intent. Okay, so Lauren, focus your energy. There is amazing power in a strong intention. So whatever you have going on this week, just really keep focused on what it is that you want to do, whatever that situation is. Keep focused on it. Remember that when we focus on what it is that we want to be supporting it with all of our energy, and we're not focusing on the actual the result that doesn't even exist yet, right? That we're envisioning it should look exactly like. We don't want to put our intention there, because chances are when it shows up, it's not going to be that, and then we will end up missing it. So it's the intention is on the focus is on the intention versus the outcome. Does that make sense? And when we focus on that and we support it with all of our actions, our thinking, our feelings, what's in our heart, when we support it with everything, that has the amazing power to manifest what it is that we are looking for and that we need next in our life. Okay, so Alexis, a general reading. Okay, so if we can have a general card for Alexis, I think I'm going to Oracle of the Fairies also for you. A general card for Alexis. General card for Alexis. General card for Alexis. Okay, Alexis. Believe in magic. Believe in magic. Open your eyes and see the magic that's all around in nature. There's nature popping up again, everybody. The fairy of the northern lights says you are part of nature, so you are magical too. And look at this card. I mean, the colors on it very much are of the northern lights, if you've all have ever seen the northern lights. So Alexis, the message is believe in magic. You know, get back in touch with your own powers, get back in touch with nature. You know, when we can be connected to nature, when we can find ourselves one with everything, that is the power, right? It's only when we are separating. We want to kill the bug. Why? It's just a bug, right? So when we can find ourselves one, then there we have the power, there we have the magic. Anything can happen. And so this is saying, believe that of yourself. Believe that you can create anything. Just like a tree can create new leaves every season, you can create yourself over and over again. Today you want to be something different. Today, yesterday's story doesn't work for you anymore. Change it. That's your power. That's your magic. You need something different in your life? Okay. Set your intention, just like Lauren's card. Where did that go? Intent. Change your intention. That's the magic. You're welcome, Lauren. Okay. You're welcome, Alexis. Okay, so I think that wraps us up for Sunday Synergy. Beautiful, beautiful cards. I mean, let's put all this together to say we have got to get out into nature, everyone. So everyone, I would ask you today, tomorrow, depending on your time zone, I will ask you to go outside, and whether you can stand under that light of the moon, or whether you can look down and see what's on the earth beneath you, take a moment and connect with something out in nature. But I mean, connect with it. Look at it, smell it, watch it, appreciate it, feel it, whatever it is. But find a moment where you really can find yourself just part of nature, and feel that for a few minutes and see where that takes you. Because then all of this on the table just makes so much sense. Okay, everybody. Thank you for being here. I wish you a beautiful, beautiful full moon energy. We are coming up on the last few days of March, so may your entry into April just be full of wonder and spectacular things. Thank you, Cecilia. Yeah, please do. I'll think of you tonight when I have been, when I'm out there. Last 2 nights, the moon for me is right outside my front door for a good part of the evening. And so I've been going out the last 2 nights with my earbuds and the music turned up really loud. And I've just been dancing in my driveway under the moon. It's been incredible. So it's been really fun. I love it. Okay. Subscribe to Drops of Goodness, folks. Subscribe to my newsletter, please. You'll get the April one coming out. Like, share this video, invite others to join. That would be so great. I appreciate all of your support. I love all of you, and have a fabulous, fabulous day. Watching the full moon rise with all of you tonight. Great. Yes, Carter Mosier, mahalo and aloha to you as well. Okay, everyone. Big love to everyone. Goodbye, Kathy. Thank you, everyone, for joining, and we will see you next time. Okay, ciao, ciao. First, YouTube, bye. Now Instagram, bye.